This is Tacos Live with Jay and Jeff. Boys, how are you?
Fabulous. Jay? I'm excellent. How are you? How's everyone? Jeff?
I'm actually doing great, and I get to wear another one of my Promo Kitchen shirt again.
You're feeling curious, right?
I'm
You're
feeling curious, and you know, it's
exploring new taco recipes, new promo products, new apparel merch. Brandon, you look super happy today, man. I'm kind of digging the vibe. What's up?
Oh man, I'm pumped, dude. I think we have a great guest here today. And before we get into introducing who the guest is, let's go ahead and get a thumbnail for the gram. Everybody, let's do a little tacos up. Oh, let's wait for Javi.
Javier!
My man.
There it is.
Man, I'm leaking cheese all over my new keyboard.
Leaking cheese. That is awesome.
Cheese. There's a little salsa drip going down here.
So you guys, if you are watching this live and you want to ask these guys any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat box right there over on the side. And I will make sure that when I come back near the end, we will get those questions answered. But for now, I'm going to bow out and let you guys talk about our amazing guest.
Yes, thank you, Brandon. We appreciate being here. It's such a thrill. Every other week, Promo Corner lets us rock, and we love it. I'm doing live. That's always fun. It's got its own vibe. It's a little more juice to that carne asada. But really, the special sauce, the special ingredient is our guest, Javier Melendez. Javier is the National Sales Director, Manager of all epic shit at Walker Clay. Javi, what's going on? How are you, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Jeff? Jay, thanks so much for inviting me. You know, it's a real pleasure. It's been a great ride already. Just got some fresh tacos, so let's roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're glad you're here. You've been doing a lot of great work lately. You've been shaking it up a little bit in the promo world. So for us, it's a privilege. We love talking to what I will call respectfully the younger generation. I'm somewhere in the middle, I think. You know, Jeff is a seasoned veteran, is what we like to call Jeff. And Javier, you know, not that you don't have a ton of experience, because I know you do, but I think our ages, it's just fun. It's fun to have somebody that's, you know, not over 50. And it's Jeff almost
spit it out right there.
I'm in that club, Jeff. You know it, and I wear that badge proudly.
I know, you're not far behind me.
But it's not about me. It's not about Jay and Jeff. It's about Javi. Javi, you are rocking the promo world. So we're thrilled to have you because of what you're doing lately. And so I've got a few slides here. We're just going to have a fun discussion. We're going to get to know you a little bit better. As you know, the purpose of our show is to always highlight epic marketing, amazing branding, purpose-driven. We like to talk a little bit about the results when we can. We like to talk about fun and tacos and anything in between there. But that's really the point of the show, is it's about you and putting the spotlight on you. Jeff, anything to add?
Well, I feel really, privileged, actually. We do have some really great guests on the show, and I get to know people that you know that I don't know. I don't know Javier really, other than we'll talk a little bit about Clubhouse down the road. And Javi had orchestrated a Clubhouse room with Charity. What a surprise. Javi and Charity in Clubhouse. I mean, it was just shocking to me.
It was meant to be.
But, you know, the way it was being orchestrated and Javi's command of it was pretty cool. And that was kind of one of my early experiences on that platform. We'll talk about that. But it's exciting to get to, meet you and get to know you better. And that's the cool thing about the Tacos with Jay and Jeff show is we're introducing the industry to people they may or may not know. And if they do know them, they get to learn more. And if they don't know them, you get to know them. And these are cool. We just have great guests. And here,
and if
look
Jeff,
at this guy right here.
Yeah, perfect. If you haven't heard of Javier, guess what? He's fun to follow. So, I mean, look at this guy. Who's not going to want to follow Javier? Not only is he an awesome dude, not only is he a promo guy, but the fact is I've had the pleasure of working with Javier a little bit closely, or more closely than some, because of our connection with Promo Kitchen and Promo Chat specifically. So Javier, first of all, thanks for all of your service over there. We love that tribe. As you know, we all bleed orange, those of us that are in the tribe. But seeing you go through where you were a couple of years ago when we first met, where you are now, it's been amazing to see the growth, and compliments to you, brother. You're focused. You are like on it right now. I love it.
I appreciate that, Jay. So, there's two big things that kind of help that. There, one is joining the Promo Kitchen tribe, right? So when I joined that tribe, it allowed me to find a little bit more of a voice, a little bit more of a foothold in the promo industry. One of the things is, sometimes it's like it can be scary to put yourself out there, but if you do it in increments, all of a sudden it gets a little easier and a little easier.
Well
and
said.
credit to you, you recognize I was hanging out and said, hey, why don't you just jump on? We'll try it. We tried it. Things worked well. And now here we are, and we're tacos up, baby.
Yeah, tacos up. I love it. Well, the best part of that too is this online 18 that Dale Denham's been pushing out for a while. Dale, also a chef at Promo Kitchen and an industry icon for sure, no doubt. He I think is the CIO, chief something at Geiger, something super important. One of those titles. But one of the things that I appreciate that Dale does, and he does a really, really good job. So all snark and games and silliness away. One of the things he really does a real job, he dives in deep on who's contributing to social media in our industry. And it's not just the loudmouths that win or get in, on the list. It's people that are contributing content, information, purpose, value, that help, that serve, right? So yes, we might do it in a fun way and occasionally get silly, but guess what? Mr. Melendez is number 18 on the list. And so that's a big deal, brother. I think it's super cool.
I was very shocked to see I made that list. So it was one of those things that when I put out my stuff on social, the number one thing is I'm putting me out there. I don't try to pitch myself as anything other than just Javi. And I think that's resonated with a lot of people, because there's a lot of, people that put an image of themselves out there that they want to portray. And then when you meet them, it's not. You get me. You get either my fun and enjoying whatever it is. If I feel a certain way about a certain topic, you'll know my response because I might make a video making fun of you. But at the same time, I try to make it so it's engaging, it's fun. I don't try to put out flyers or anything like that. I try to blow off steam, have fun, but do so in a way that either gives somebody what a day in the life looks like or give somebody a laugh, because one of the things that in the last year especially, we haven't had a lot of laughter.
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
That's, I think, contributed to why I made the cut, but I was actually really honored to be on the list.
Listen, I got to share for our listeners, all 12 of them, that this list is a big deal in two ways for me. One, Charity Gibson was wearing this shirt at PPAI last year, specifically waiting for Dale to come by. And the fact of the matter is last year, the year previous, she was number 2 on the list. So she said, I'm number 2 with a really cute poop emoji on Dale Denham's list. This year, she's number 1, and I love that. But you know what? I said this in the beginning. You know what I loved most about it was that you were number 18. I thought it was a cool bookend. And the fact that you two have kind of connected a little bit more lately, we'll talk about more of that in a second. But it just made my heart hum and my soul sing to see kind of the two ends of the spectrum, the titan of all things, the queen of all promo, Charity Gibson. And then we've got Javi, who's just like doing his thing, man. He's in his own lane, doing his own thing, sharing value, making us laugh, not taking the world too seriously, but also giving a lot of promo tips. And you're spreading that branding like a mentor would, where it's more than the spotlight on you. It's like you're doing this for the betterment of all of us, right? So love that about you, brother. Good job.
I appreciate that.
Good job.
Jay.
Yeah. Well, listen, so on to our next adventures with Javi. One of the things that you were early adopter. You jumped in on TikTok and you really did well with it. Like, Jeff, I know you rock the talk, right?
Oh yeah. I'm doing TikTok all the time with my pets and all that stuff. Let's move back to Javi.
Let's go back to Javi. Okay. So Javi's done a wonderful job. I've got a slide. I want to share a couple of these that came up, and then I just want you to talk a little bit about each one, and then also just your experience so far. What's working, why it's working, what you're doing, and we'll just let it go natural from there. So here's what we've got. I've got three of these that I just loved. First of all, I love the fact that you do this on TikTok, but you share these everywhere. You share them on Instagram, you share them on Facebook, on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. So you can tell us a little bit about that in a second. But the fact that you're kind of making fun of former clients carefully and appropriately, the fact that you're saying, hey, the best place to be is not at the race to the bottom with cheap plastic crap. And you're talking about, branding, and you're talking about graphics, and you're talking about raising your game in the promo standards. And then you're also saying, I love this, that you're going, hey, you can go that way for cheap and unsuccessful promo, or you can go this way for a well thought out, engaging and meaningful experience. And you're like, I'm going that way. So anyway, your TikToks are rocking, bro. You're so good at it. Tell us more about it. Tell us about you and TikTok.
So for anybody that doesn't know, anybody who's laughed at my videos or whatnot needs to send Kirby Hassman a virtual high five, because I actually attended his class at Expo in 2020. On the plane ride back, I was thinking, okay, I need to start thinking about what I want to do, how I want to do it. And one of the things he said is, all you need is this. And I took that to heart, and I said, okay, I'm going to start with this. And I heard a TikTok, but I said, let me do it a different way. So I started playing around with it. I started making fun of different things. And I didn't care about the likes or the engagement or whatever. I was just doing it to do it. And all of a sudden those things started happening. And then cut to, I said, you know what? Not a lot of people in the promo industry are on here. So let me start posting it in my other platforms. And it's funny enough, I actually find more engagement outside of TikTok than I do in TikTok. Now, I've trended there a few times. If you look up hashtag promotional products, my ugly mug is right there. But at the same time, the thing I tell people with TikTok, it's not for everybody, in the sense that marketers ruin everything, quote Gary V. Yeah. It's not a place to do sales. It's not a place to do anything like that. That people will just pick up on that and hate it. But what the nice thing is, allows us to be creative and do creative videos in a different light, in a different way that we haven't seen before. So now all of a sudden, I'll do a thing of sanitizer. I did a TikTok, an 8-second TikTok of sanitizer. And if you know the song Tequila, I did it when all of a sudden all the distilleries were making tequila sanitizer, and it all just stunk. And I said, be careful where you're sourcing your sanitizer from. So I had a heartfelt message, whatever. I made that thing in literally 2 minutes with the song Tequila, had 100,000 plus views on it, like 50,000 likes or whatever. It just popped up. And you know what? It was something that people can trend on. Now, I haven't hit another video that big since, just because distillers, I guess, aren't making as much tequila, but the tequila sanitizer. Right. But I think what the biggest thing with TikTok that people don't understand is that it's one thing to want to tell a story, right? People like the stories on TikTok, whatever. It's another thing to laugh. If you present your brand or your message in a certain way, people will resonate with that and follow you and stuff like that. There's some great brands doing that. Arizona Iced Tea, NASCAR. NASCAR is probably the best brand of all the major sports that are on TikTok. And it's like NASCAR. I actually started watching NASCAR because of their TikToks, surprisingly enough. So that tells you, there's for some reason there's good ways to market. But what I would recommend anybody that wants to start marketing on TikTok, you want to do your research, go watch videos, whatever. Don't just go in there hot and heavy. Do your research, see what kind of works, and then play around with it and break all the normals. The best lighting and everything like that. Screw it. Go outside with your phone and show me what you got.
Nice. Just go for it, right?
Exactly.
Well, I love that. I love that's been your attitude, and it shows. But also that you've covered some good ground too. You've made some great suggestions. You're playful. You don't take it too seriously, but I didn't know that you had such a popular. You were trending, as the kids say. Javi went viral. Jeff, did you hear that?
Well, I did hear that, and a couple of things I just want to chime in on, because there's been so much good stuff shared already. One is just being authentic. I think that there's just the whole thing, in marketing or just what what do we need to be? Well, we need to be ourselves. We need to be authentic. And that's what Javier is saying. And I think right now in the marketplace, it's so important. This is where we've moved our free promo tips brand to. This is where we're going with the new AI advocates for the industry thing. Is just about caring, wanting to help each other, whether it's helping our clients, helping each other. And I do think the COVID season is kind of maybe birthed some of this, because I had to start thinking differently. Maybe this type of approach wouldn't have flown, if we weren't all on lockdown or whatever, but it gets you thinking, how do I stand out from the crowd? And the way Javi is doing it is by being himself and having fun and trying to share brand messages in unique ways. And the other thing that is super important is this whole concept of brand story, which is, a best-selling book, and it's a whole concept on story brand. And I think our industry just doesn't even get it. Story brand, like we just sell shit, I'm sorry. No, I mean, we sell stuff with logos on it, Hey
man,
so,
be nice, Jeff. Watch your language, young man.
Well, PG-13. You said that word before, and my wife's all, why do you use these bad words? Who are you hanging with?
Yeah, who's Jay? Is Jay influencing you? Damn that, Jay.
Love it.
Wait, I just did it again.
But Jeff, Jay, let me take on 1 second. So, Jeff, that's exactly it, right? You're being authentic. You're true. You say cuss words, you drop them. That tells me more about your authenticity than the polished, scripted, you're reading off a piece of paper. That right there will resonate more in places like TikTok, Clubhouse, whatever, than the polished, copywritten script.
Exactly. Right. And that's just a new, I think, well, I don't know that it's new, but it seems to be very evident right now. And I think it's an exciting time for people who can think outside the box and are doing things differently. And, why do you think Tacos with Jay and Jeff is a hit? It's certainly not because of Jay and Jeff.
Everyone's still wondering why.
Yeah, I know, we're still wondering why. We're scratching our heads going, oh my God, it's just two crazy guys with tacos,
Every month we say, is Promo Corner still want us back? Really? No.
They might not now. I don't know, because we've, no.
The truth is this conversation. The truth is this conversation needs to happen, because the authenticity, which is a word that gets overused, but the reality is I know that Javier's experience is a benefit to him personally, but I also know that it's spreading to others who see that influence. And I also know, or at least I want to ask you, Javier, have you gotten into, because everyone's wondering, they have to see the link, otherwise it's a waste of my time, right? They have to see the link to sales. So is anything you're doing on TikTok, does it have some influence to at least getting into the conversations? I don't care if you closed a deal or not, you don't have to tell us, but does it help you in the sales cycle at some point or in some place?
Yeah, so 2 ways that I'll say. So first off is last November, I did a Santa hat video with the thing I was talking about, get your order in before the holiday rush, blah, 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 blah. And I had a customer I had a meeting with. He says, Javi, I saw you wearing a Santa hat on LinkedIn. What are you doing? And I said, we're talking about it. It's working, isn't it? And he goes, okay, you're right. So right there, I knew, okay, customers are starting to see this. And this was a pretty high level customer. So there I see it. But also the other place I really like it is it helps build authenticity when I'm talking to individuals or clients or prospects. And even when I can say, hey, I did a video on this last year on why calendars are so important. And when we're talking about calendars, I'm going to shoot it off to you. And all of a sudden they're like, okay, that was pretty funny. They're going to remember Javi is the calendar guy that sent me a funny video on calendars. So I'm trying to leave the breadcrumbs or taco crumbs or rice, whatever you want to call it. I'm leaving those out there. And it's came back to me in ways not only direct to sales, and Taylor Borst actually quoted this out, and I loved it. I actually called her. I said, I loved it. It's letting me be more authentic and letting me put myself forward a little bit as kind of, I might have a clue about this field and this subject, but it also allows me to be more, more engaging about this subject than sending something out.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Us old guys, we would have also said credibility, You're earning your credibility through that engagement. And I love the fact that you're sending just what you said. You said, hey, I did a video on this last year. Do you know how much credibility that statement lends in the sales cycle to a prospect when you're onboarding somebody new to say, by the way, I've had this conversation before and I've done it in a playful way, and here I'm going to shoot you over something that we talked about. You're right. Memorable, engagement, credibility. Love it. Boom, boom, boom. Those are 3 wonderful reasons why Javier is kicking ass on TikTok. Okay, Jeff, guess what we've got? We're going to transition here because we've got more than TikTok, don't we? We have another slide because in addition to the talk, rocking the talk, Javier is doing something that's even more fresh, and it has to do with what I call audio social. Now, I don't know if that's a term that anyone else is using. I didn't make that up. I heard that somewhere along the line. But the fact of the matter is we're hearing a lot of buzz about Clubhouse. Are you in the house? Now, for those of you that are like me, locked in an Android world, you're probably not on Clubhouse yet unless you've stolen one of your children's iPhones. But the truth is, I don't know much about it. And so that's another reason we were excited to have you on as our guest today, Javier. And who knew that Jeff was a closet Clubhouser, right? He is. So I want you two to take this and tell me why you're pumped up about Clubhouse. Tell me what you were doing on a Tuesday with Charity Gibson and talking about promo and branded merch and all that good stuff. So the show is yours, Jeff. Take it away.
Well, okay. First, I'll let Javi do a quick explanation of what Clubhouse is. And by the way, so that'd be today at put that slide back up there. I think it's today.
So we have
Tuesday,
one
right?
today at 7. So that was last week's. That tonight we're talking about messaging matters on packaging and merchandising. But so Clubhouse, for those that don't know, is an audio only social application. One of the so it popped up a little over a month. It's been around, but really it went viral last like month or two, and you're starting to see people like celebrities, Grant Cardones of the world and such joining on, Damon John from Shark Tank, etc. What happens is you can go into rooms where you can listen to speakers or join conversations on all different topics and all different manners from people all over the world. I've had conversations on sustainability from professionals in Australia. I've had conversations on event marketing from people from Britain, and so on and so forth. There's 2 things that people need to know about Clubhouse right now. Number 1 is that it is Apple iOS only. They do have a Android team working on it, but it is Apple only. So like Jeff said, Jay said, steal an iPhone, steal a used iPhone or from a kid, or get an iPad. There's great conversations joining, so much so that I've had suppliers and distributors reach out to me directly and say, wow, that was a wonderful conversation. People have used it for market research, et cetera, and people have gotten clients and projects from Clubhouse. So the second thing I'll say about Clubhouse, and then Jeff, I'm going to turn it over right to you, is that it is invite only right now. What that means is that people who are on Clubhouse and are engaging with it have invites. They're doing that because they're a small team of they were like 7. I think they've grown a little bit more now that they added the Android team. But there's so much value in the audio only platform that all the others, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, are already developing their own version because they see that Clubhouse got $1 billion valuation on their last round of funding. So it's invite only, which means you kind of have to know somebody to get an invite, but that's not a bad thing because it's preventing a lot of, I'll call extra stuff from jumping into the platform.
The extra noise. We don't need any drive-by marketers to ruin it in the first couple of months.
Yeah, let's at least let it get some legs before we decide to shove it down everybody's throats. All right, so I've talked a lot. Jeff, go right ahead.
Well, I love that exclusiveness of it too, and I hope they would keep that. The platform is going to grow anyway, so if you can grow with people that are invited in, like-minded people, that would be great. I think this thing is going to be off the chain. But at first Clubhouse comes up, I'm going, oh my God, I am too old to deal with another friggin' social media platform.
Another platform.
Another platform, it's like I'm kind of letting TikTok go by, it's like, okay, I'll watch it and everything. I'm not doing them. But now you got Clubhouse. And so I have been in it and I've worked, and there's just a couple things I want to share about it because I think it's a tremendous opportunity. And I stepped into a room early on with you and Charity. Imagine that, Javi and Charity in Clubhouse together. Well, that's your thing. But it was a discussion on whatever it happened to be. But the great thing, as you mentioned, is anybody can go into these rooms. They're not closed rooms. And so there were people that were listening to this conversation and in this room, and I don't know who all was there, but it was kind of a group of A-list people, the people that we hang out with, say the people that be on our TACOS show, the really A-list marketers. And so the way it kind of works is, you can bring somebody up to the floor. And I was really impressed at how you were orchestrating this particular meeting, because you want to have some sort of order in it, and somebody would raise their hand and go, hey, I want to come up. Well, now you got to understand, these are people that aren't promo products industry people. And a couple comes up and have some sort of business and they wanted some marketing input, and they're dealing with these A-list people, and they're going and they're talking brand story and being authentic and all these things that we, the cool kids, talk about. And they're like blown away. They're like nobody's ever talked to them about this. This is not like them walking into Acme promos and wanting some cheap swag to give away. And if they might have even had that in their mind, but they're not even thinking about brand story and creating engagement and kidding or any of the things we traditionally talk about. So they're like blown away. And so it's not the same as there's probably some great Acme promo people out there just using it as a word, or going on to one of the online companies and picking out some stuff they think may be effective for their branding. They don't even know what's effective for the branding. And so I think there's a real opportunity. And I mentioned this to Charity when we did our live show, because I wanted to maybe cover a little on this Clubhouse thing. And we're talking about advocates for the industry. And she goes, how we represent ourselves on Clubhouse as an industry is being an advocate for the industry. Because you get that guy on there that wants to sell the chip clip, to the lawyer's office or whatever, it's not that at all. So that was my thoughts. And that's what I think is really cool, is we have the opportunity to be ambassadors for the industry, because we don't know who's going to step in. And that's why I guess invitation only might be good. So we don't have, too much, some of that riffraff coming in. Thoughts on that?
So I actually just wrote something down, because you actually just gave me probably my best brain blast on Clubhouse.
Yay!
Here. Clubhouse is the most authentic platform for you. And what I mean by that is you can't just be your brand. You are speaking to whoever you're speaking to in that room. So you are the ambassador for the industry, or you're the ambassador for you as a person, because there's plenty of growing rooms in there. So I would probably say it is the most authentic platform for you to be on, as speaking as yourself. Now, that said, you're absolutely right. We've hosted rooms where we had end buyers, suppliers, and distributors all in one room. And it's not a competition of, hey, I want to work with whatever. We're letting people have conversations and asking questions. We've had market research questions where it's like, as a distributor to end buyer, I want to know what how do you buy promo? What is your issues buying promo? We've had suppliers say, what are your thoughts on things like UV devices and such? We've had all these different types of questions that are normally happening in the back channels, in the conversations or at eye candy. But now we're having these conversations in rooms with all of our friends, and anybody that's on the platform can come into the room and ask their question if they have a burning desire to ask something. So I think it's one of the most authentic ways to show who you are, what you care about, and what you want to learn about. Because that's the other thing, you can learn a lot in that platform. I've taken notebooks worth of notes on that platform.
Yeah, that's funny. Charity said the same thing to me. She was like, I'm in there half the time learning. And I was like, good for you. We need to be still students of the game, and we don't all know it all. So it's refreshing to hear, Javier, that you stepped up and just take the mic, and you're becoming a moderator. Almost that's what I feel like. I don't know if that's the right.
That's what they're actually called.
Oh, okay. So there you go. The rookie got lucky. You know, it was a 50-50 shot.
5 points for Jay.
Nice. But the fact that you're staging this out so that anybody can have this conversation, I think is a testament to your willingness to give, to serve, to step up and be, it's okay to not know all the answers. That's what's scary, I think, for most people, is they're afraid to take that step. You weren't. So you got Charity Gibson, Amanda Clay, Javier Melendez every Tuesday, and you're doing a Let's Talk Tuesday on Clubhouse. And you're theming it out. So tonight, tell us one more time.
Yeah. So tonight we're talking about messaging matters, right? We're talking about storytelling using packaging and merchandise. And again, it's an open conversation. It's not just suppliers or distributors. We're going to have end buyers that always can pop up in the room. And so definitely anybody that's interested, feel free to reach out. If you're not on Clubhouse and you're curious, let me know. We've hosted newbies for promo people rooms as well. And it's really been great with Mandy, Clay, and Charity. Great co-hosts who they're the same thought process. We're there to learn and to have a conversation. We're not there to say, oh, this product is better than that. We're there to help portray the industry as the thought leaders, the marketers, and the cool kids that we all are.
Yes.
And
the taco freaks. Don't forget.
And just to be clear, so that people can find this today, because I may pop into the room myself. What are you calling this room? And people pop onto Clubhouse. How will they find it?
So I will post it on my social media. That's Javi's the Man on Instagram or on TikTok. I will post it on my social media tonight, but you can also just look up the room Let's Talk Tuesday in
Clubhouse.
In Clubhouse, but I'll also post a link to the room so anybody who has Clubhouse can go in and enjoy it.
And one of the things that our wonderful director, producer, and investor, Brandon Pekarich, is definitely the kind of guy who's going to be all over those notes, all over those details, because that's what he does. He's like, man, oh, he's right there. Hey, what's going on, Brandon?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Brandon? Welcome back.
What are you doing here?
So we actually have a question coming in from the Facebook audience here. So Ellie, a very every time we do a Tacos Live, she's always watching and she's always engaging. So thank you, Ellie.
Ellie, I have your coffee, by the way, right here.
There it is. Awesome. She said, how did you learn the mechanics of TikTok? I've been playing around with it and I've watched some YouTube videos and some how-tos, but editing is a super challenge. So if you want to hit that quick, I think Ellie would
editing
really
on TikTok. That. So editing on TikTok, I try not to do a ton of it. Personally, I just try to shoot things in 1 or 2 or 3 takes. What I would say is, yeah, there's YouTube videos on there, but I'm a student of Hard Knocks, so I've kind of learned a few things the hard way. But feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to see how I can help you with any direct questions you have.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, any last thoughts? I think we had a lot to dive in there. I think that was pretty amazing there, Jeff, putting in why Clubhouse isn't just a new fad, that it is bringing some accountability and some authenticity to some companies that are thinking outside of the box and helping our industry grow as well. So I thought that was awesome. And I always love your slides, Jay, man. Those things are so awesome. And I don't know where you find some of these pictures, but you did a good job putting that all together. And Javi, thank you so much for being there. Boys, let's do a tacos up and
tacos up.
Finally time.
We can finally, I saw Javier sneak a bite of that taco and I was like, oh man, I want to do that too.
Carne asada, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This was one of our best viewed live live shows, and that is a testament to Jay and Jeff putting in the hard work and to the amazing guests that they keep bringing on to this fun show.
No, it's been awesome. And you know what? Shout out to Promo Corner. Thank you so much for hosting this conversation, Jay. Jeff, thank you so much for even asking me. And it's been a really fun conversation on this side.
Love it.
It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. And you can always check out Tacos Live on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday at Promo Corner's Facebook page. And on the other Tuesdays, you can go to freepromotips.com, and that's where they post the other episodes that they do as well. They also repost these too. So if you've missed one, no worries. Go to freepromotips.com or promocorner.com, and you'll be able to check out all the awesome Tacos episodes. So until then, we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Take care.